Welcome to the land of glitz, glamour, and glorious exaggeration. Hollywood, where cars defy physics, love conquers all, and even the nerdiest computer geek can save the world. Today, we're peeling back the Hollywood curtain to reveal some of the hilarious lies that have kept us entertained for generations. Grab your popcorn, folks, because we're in for a wild ride through the make-believe world of Tinseltown. You can walk away from an explosion. The iconic movie moment when the hero strolls away from a massive explosion without a care in the world. You know, just casually leaving chaos and fire behind like it's a routine morning jog. But folks, let me burst your bubble. Not like an explosion though. In the real world, if you tried that, you'd end up looking like a tumbleweed in a hurricane. It's all about physics, baby. So unless you've secretly got superhero genes, walking away from an explosion unscathed is about as likely as finding a unicorn at a fast food drive-thru. Hollywood, you've got some splaining to do. There's sound in space. Star Wars, where spaceships roar, blasters pew-pew, and lightsabers go whoosh in the vacuum of space. It's like a galactic symphony of noise, except for one tiny detail. In the real cosmos, sound as we know it doesn't stand a chance. You see, space is the ultimate soundproof room. It's as quiet as a library during a power outage. But hey, imagine watching a silent space movie, where our Jedi friends are battling it out in serene, noiseless combat. It might be a tad eerie, right? So for the sake of showbiz, we'll let the galaxy far, far away keep its rock and roll space battles. After all, who needs physics when you've got epic soundtracks and laser swords, am I right? Hollywood, the force of entertainment is strong with you. Chloroform works immediately,
You want to list?
Yes, you just need to blow it.
The classic chloroform knockout scene. You know the drill. A villain sneaks up with a chloroform-soaked handkerchief and bam. The hero's out cold faster than you can say plot convenience. But folks, in the real world, chloroform is no magical knockout potion. It's more like a slow-acting lullaby. You see, it takes a good 2 to 5 minutes, even with an unusually high dosage, for chloroform to work its sleepy magic. But in the movies, ain't nobody got time for that. So they speed it up to keep things zipping along. Because let's face it, watching the hero snooze for 5 minutes wouldn't make for the most thrilling plot twist. Hollywood, where even chemistry bends to the will of storytelling. Gun silencers are silent. You get one phone call. You've seen it in countless crime movies, where a character is hauled off to jail and given the ominous one phone call line. But hold the phone. Pun intended. The reality is that laws about making phone calls vary by state, so there's no one-call-fits-all rule. Thankfully, you've got a little more dialing freedom than the movies would have you believe. We only use 10% of our brains. Ever watched Limitless and wished you could tap into the unused 90% of your brain power? Well, sorry to burst the bubble, but the notion that we only use 10% of our brains is pure fiction. Your brain is firing on all cylinders, even when you're watching a mind-boggling movie. You can't file a missing persons report for 24 hours. In those nail-biting kidnapping plots, the police often say you can't report someone missing until they've been gone for an agonizingly long time. But in reality, there's no need to wait around. If you suspect something's amiss, don't hesitate to report it. Time is of the essence, folks. You can suck venom out of a snake bite. The classic snake bite scene where a brave soul sucks out the venom to save the day. Well, in the real world, that's about as effective as trying to vacuum up spilled milk with a straw. Sucking venom can introduce infection or enter your bloodstream if you have any open wounds in your mouth. Plus, venom moves quickly, so it's not hanging around for a polite extraction. Face Off, the movie that boldly asked us to believe that facial swaps could turn John Travolta into Nicolas Cage, and vice versa. Now that's what I call some serious movie magic. But let's face it, pun intended, we all knew it was as implausible as a unicorn riding a rainbow. It's funny how Hollywood keeps dishing out these unbelievable scenarios, from taking down foes with a mere handkerchief to whisper quiet silencers on guns. And what's the deal with the one phone call myth? Turns out, real life ain't quite like the movies. As for sound in space, well, let's just say the vacuum of space is a silent symphony. So buckle up, movie lovers, because we're about to unravel the mysteries behind these movie myths once and for all. Who said movies had to play by the rules of reality anyway?